Welcome to Season 3, Week 2 of Walk the Plank, the podcast that takes a deep dive into the week that was Perry Athletics, and we'll get to preview the upcoming week as well. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Gene Winters. Thanks for being here, Gene.
Yeah, the exciting part. Every fall team is just about underway, just cross-country to get going, but everyone else is either played a game, a match, a meet, whatever. So it's that exciting part now that the school year has started, that the fall sports are underway.
Absolutely. We had our bonfire last week, the night before a Week 1 football game, as our tradition for the last 15 years. That went very well. I want to thank the Perry Fire Department, Police Department for assisting in that and making it a great event. It was a big fire. It keeps getting a little bit bigger every year, but it's an exciting time of year because, as you said, everybody is underway now. We're back in school. All of our teams, minus that cross country, they will run this weekend out at Spire at the Hoka Invitational. We'll touch more on that later in the show, but we're also joined by our male athlete of the week this week, Brody Krantz from our football program. Welcome, Brody.
Thank you.
All right. Brody's going to get a free meal deal. He's going to get a Canes card, and he's going to get a $10 Embrace Nutrition gift card from American Family Insurance. Doug Robinson's opened up a new branch over there right next to what will be the Wild Goose. And Doug is a co-sponsoring our athlete of the week. You guys also get a sign to put in your yard. So good times.
Yeah. All
right. Well, Brody, congrats on being nominated and selected as our athlete of the week for Week 2. Coming off that Madison game, a 39-7 win for the Pirates last Friday night. We get to keep the jug in Perry where it belongs for the 12th year, 11th game in a row that we beat Madison. Let's just talk a little bit about what your mindset was as a team going into that week, the Madison week, and all the buildup of, yes, we've won 10 years in a row prior to last week. Do you guys feel any pressure having to make sure that it stays here? What is your mindset as a group coming into that game?
I mean, honestly, rivalry game Week 1, couldn't ask for anything better. We were super, super excited, but like you said, we still took the exact same amount of preparation we would for any other team, just focused on our techniques and fundamentals, getting better through the week, and then when Friday came, we just went out and executed.
And knowing that you've had success year after year, I don't want to say that you overlook them, but is it kind of like almost a given now that we're just going to go in and roll them every time?
I mean, not necessarily, because if we had that attitude, then we'd put us, yeah. But obviously, I mean, we scouted them, watched film, we knew what we were coming into, but we still have to take that same level of preparation to come in and, like I said, execute. So.
And you scored the first touchdown of the game. Does that take some pressure off of you for this season? Does it take some pressure off the team where you guys maybe were just kind of loose the rest of the game?
Yeah, honestly, definitely took some nerves out because going in the game I was pretty nervous, but it was nice to get that first touchdown and really just boosted my confidence for not only that game but for the rest of the season too. Yeah,
so Brody, you had 4 catches, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, so a 57-yarder to start things off. And then a 22-yard touchdown later in that first half. And if you've seen it out there, I've seen it all over Twitter and other social medias, your move was pretty sick there. Left the Madison kids stumbling around, not knowing what exactly you were doing, and you sort of walked into the end zone. That was pretty sweet. Is that something you work on off of that move, or you just sort of did that, it just happens naturally?
I mean, honestly, I was running a 5-yard in, so technically I'm supposed to take it up the middle and kind of go, but I saw he was coming inside, so I just stuck my foot in the ground and found a lane.
Yep, stick the foot in the ground and go, and that's what you did. That put the Pirates up, I believe, 21-0 at that point. So 2 touchdowns in the first half. You had a tackle and a half as on the defensive side of the ball. Let's talk about, before we get to defense, let's talk about the offensive side of the ball. We are loaded at wide receiver. Obviously, you led the way with the stat line this week, 4 catches, 120, 2 touchdowns. But we have so many weapons out there for Nate to throw the ball around to. Let's just talk about our group of wide receivers and what it means to have that much talent.
Truly, it means a lot. We're very versatile. We got a lot of guys that you can give them the ball and they can make amazing plays like Traxon, Chase, Greg, just to name a few. And I'm sure it helps Nate out a lot because he can throw it anywhere and a big play guy will always be there. So it means a lot.
And not having that necessarily one, stud receiver. Like we're going to face Kenston this week, obviously, and they've got a stud receiver. We know he's coming. He hurt us last year in the second half. He had a great game against Solon last week. So, but we know we need to key on him, and we're going to try to do our best to take him away. But with us, I think it's pretty wide open. Anybody can have a great week any week, depending on what the matchups are like and who's open and all that kind of stuff.
And for you, where have you seen Nate grow the most? Obviously, he came in last year midway through the season or kind of early on into the season. The prep that he did this year in the offseason, this first game, where have you seen him grow the most?
Honestly, just the way he goes into games, he's very. I mean, he's still a little nervous, but he's relaxed, especially compared to last year. And he makes his reads, goes through his progressions, and makes good decisions. So I feel like that's the area in which he's most grown since last year, and even like the off season, he put in a lot of work. So.
Have you guys been on him a little bit? I mean, a lot of his yards were you guys running a lot, especially Meckenbauer going 80-plus yards. Have you guys razzed him a little bit this week? I mean, you guys are padding his numbers.
I mean, not really. The ball he threw to me on the first touchdown was a great ball, but he's putting the ball in the right spot. We won. I mean, we were just celebrating.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, he had a great stat line. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think he 15 of 18, over 300 yards, 320 yards, something like that. 5 touchdowns, 4 throwing. So a great week for him too, and just a great week, a great start to the season with that victory, making sure the Jug stays here. So let's move on to week 2 here. We're on the road again. We're at Kenston this Friday, 7 p.m. kickoff. The Bombers took care of the Solon Comets last week, a big D1 school. 26-7. So what do we know about Kenston for this week? Let's just talk about a little bit about that upcoming game on Friday.
So they'll definitely be a little bit better than Madison. Obviously, like you talked about, they have a receiver. He's very good. The offense is very proficient. But we're just preparing for them for Friday, and just same thing every week.
Did I see that they're going to have a different quarterback? The guy that started last week is out. Do you guys prep a little different? Was there enough tape from last week to get you guys prepared for a different QB for them?
Yeah, so they're starting quarterback week 1. He broke his collarbone. He's a sophomore. The kid they have now, he's also a sophomore, but I think they're moving him from defensive back. So we don't really have a lot of film on him, but, I mean, we think they're just going to throw it up the receiver, obviously. So, I mean, not really much film, but we're still preparing the best we can.
Well, I know Coach Niedzwiecki is a film connoisseur. He watches a ton of film and then puts you guys through the rigors of that as well. So let's just talk about a little on the defensive side of the ball, what the prep is like. I know you guys are up here every Sunday night, meeting, starting, so the coaches get to break down the film Saturday and all day Sunday, and then Sunday evening sort of lay out that game plan. Let's just give a little peek behind the curtain as to what that meeting is like and how that sets the tone for the week.
It's a great way to start the week, honestly. We're really lucky to be able to watch film like that. We have a drone in the sky, so we get the perfect angle, so we're really lucky. But he also just leaves comments Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, stuff we can get better every single play. So it's really I'm really grateful that we have that, because it really helps us improve as the week goes on.
And being able to play on both sides, do you prefer offense, defense, or is it just kind of whatever the game dictates for you, or you change week to week?
Honestly, I do like offense more, but I mean, I love being out there in general. So.
All right, Brody. Well, here we are. Week 2 is underway, and we're certainly not looking ahead, but we've got another big one next week as the Kirtland Hornets will come in as we open up our season on the home schedule next Friday, September 4th, 7 p.m. against Kirtland. Let's just give a little peek, since we won't be able to talk to you next week in all likelihood. Obviously focused on Kenston right now, but how fun will that Kirtland game be?
Oh, it's a blast every year. Obviously, this year even more because it's our first home opener, especially because it's my senior year.
Right.
But that's a game that's circled on our schedule every year. They're really talented. They're very well coached. So I'm definitely excited. But like you said, I'm still just week by week focusing on Kenston.
That's awesome. Good to hear it. Congratulations on being our athlete of the week for this week. Week 2. Appreciate it. Best of luck Friday night at Kenston and the rest of the year, Brody. We'll be watching you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, great way to start the season off with Brody scoring that touchdown last week. We'll switch out and we'll have our male athlete of the week from last week. He wasn't able to come on the show because he was in Columbus, Ohio. Benny Dame, come on up.
And real quick, while Benny's getting set. Next week, whiteout game. I did see T-shirts on sale for next week's game. I believe they were $10. So I think you have up until Sunday to get your whiteout shirt.
That's whiteout, and then I know this week is Hawaiian, right, Benny?
Correct, yeah.
As a student section leader, you are in charge of that, or help to be in charge of that. And then our booster tailgate party is next Friday at 5 p.m. So we'll have food trucks out in the parking lot. We'll be cooking hot dogs and all that kind of stuff. Just sort of a good way to start the home season off. It's an annual event. So come on at 5 o'clock, have some food, help support the boosters, and then hopefully we can beat hopefully beat Kenston this week and the Kirtland Hornets the following week. All right, let's move it over here to Benny. Benny, you get your Canes gift card. You're going to get your DQ certificate and your Embrace Nutrition gift card, courtesy of American Family Insurance. Congratulations on a great start to the year. And you couldn't be here last week. You were our athlete of the week for week 1 on the boys' side, but you guys were in Columbus, Ohio that day when we were shooting. So let's just talk about that a little bit. I think that's our furthest trip we've ever taken for a golf tournament or anything like that. Let's just talk through that day.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a long day. We left the school around 7, just get there like an hour before our tea time, and then ended up getting home at around 10 o'clock. So, we stopped for food after the round, and overall it was a pretty fun day. New experience. Played quite good competition, and it was a different format. We all played together. Our team played together.
That's a little
weird. It was a all right day and a good experience.
Now, when you go down to a course that maybe you've never played before, do you try to scout it online ahead of time? How do you prepare for a course you've potentially never seen before?
So I usually ask around. Well, none of us played there on the team before, but usually if someone's played there before, I ask for a little details. But they say like it's a little bit blinder, of course, on tee shot, then I'll go on and look at it, see if there's any like water I gotta look out for on certain holes and stuff like that. But I just stick to my game plan. Maybe a little more conservative off the tee, but at that point, then just play the course.
If you start conservative, then do you just kind of feel it and then let loose, or how does that play?
Yeah, for sure. Always play it a little more safe the couple first holes just to settle into the round, but then once you get a feel for the rough, how the ball's reacting to the firmness, just kind of get a feeling for it and just play your game.
And we've sort of been road warriors in a sense, because another longer trip that we took, not quite as far as Columbus, but still pushing 2 hours. We went down to Steubenville and played the Big Red on their home course and had a little duel down there. Let's talk about that event. That was actually another first. It's the first event that I'm aware of on the golf side of things in high school that was actually like live streamed, and they had TV commentators and whatever you want to call them out there on the course. So let's talk about that. That day, playing again a brand new course you guys have never played, but we go down there and we beat a very good Steubenville team that day.
Yeah, no, it was another long day, but it was good to have for the preparation of another long day we had for Columbus. But the course was nice. Mr. Denholm Bronson's dad got us out there. We were very fortunate to play a big match. He even bought a trophy for us, so it was fun. But great course. Super hilly, brutal to walk. But it was a fun time.
And now these long trips that we've talked about, obviously a lot of you guys have come back from last season and you guys were able to gel last year, but how important are these early season trips to get you guys back together? Obviously you guys have probably played all summer together, but to be in a van or a bus for 2 hours, 3 hours and have to, get along and talk and, kind of be with each other.
Yeah, no, it's a good team bonding experience. We just always talk, mess around, either play games on our phone or have just solid conversations. So it's definitely a good time.
And returning most of the same kids, you guys finished last year. You guys had a very successful year. A lot of younger freshmen got their first opportunity to play. How have you seen this team grow from what you watched last year to kind of where you guys are now?
For sure. Their composure's grown a lot. Carson Purcell, he's had a big jump since last year. And fortunately, we made it to districts last year, and so far we're off to a better start than we did last year. We've actually broken one school record for sure, and the other one I'm not sure. But we've had a great start to the season. Good to see those guys, see how much they've improved since last year.
And let's talk about that record-setting 18-hole score, 297, broke 300. What we think is the first time we looked back in the book. We've got, if anybody ever wants to come into the athletic part, I think I said this last week, maybe, I don't know. But it is pretty cool. Each sport has records all the way back to the mid-'70s. So we went through all of them, and that was the lowest score that we've seen for 18 holes. So we knew last year it was only the second time in school history that we qualified for districts. So that was the 2007 team that qualified back then. But 297, 18 holes, we win. That was like the Cleveland
NEO kickoff
classic
in Euclid.
out at Briardale. So a fantastic accomplishment there. Everybody shot lights out that day. And then let's talk about what we think might be another record. What was our score there for? That was for 9 holes.
At Maple Ridge, we played Lakeside. We shot 147, which was an average of 36.7, I believe. I played well, and Carson played well, and then Mooch and Bronson also shot very well. So, it led us to a good average and a good score.
We probably asked you this last year, but what is the strength of your game? What area are you still trying to work on and improve on?
I've always been a really good iron player. Definitely the best part of my game. Been working a lot on the off season, the drivers. Been behaving a little bit, but wedges and putting have always been decent. Could always be better. So. Just irons, though, has been really consistent.
And for you, having someone like Bronson with you, someone that you've obviously grown up together, how is it having him to help push you to maybe bounce ideas off of, strategy with? How does that teammate and that bond work?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun playing with Bronson. I mean, obviously a great player, and it definitely drives me to – obviously we want to do good as teammates, but I always want to be the best player out there and beat him, so – it drives us during our matches, but we always have a good time.
Are you keeping a tally? How many times have you knocked him off this year? I'll have to go back. I'll go in those record books and look for you.
So, Benny, last year we played in a very challenging division, to say the least, in golf. We had Chagrin Falls, Orange, Hawken all along with us, and I think West G. And now this year we're in a different division. We're more with Madison, Geneva, Lakeside, Edgewood, Conneaut. How does that? Obviously, we're playing different courses, different teams. Right now, we have not lost a match in the CVC, so we're on track to win. I didn't look at the banner in the gym on the way over here, but it'll be a long time since we've won a CVC title. Is that a focus of your guys' right now, as we're in sort of the almost middle of the season for you guys, because you started the last week of July, and here we are, end of August. We have our CVC tournament on September 15th, and then sectionals start right after. So you're about the midway point of your year.
Yeah, so, I mean, this year our main focus, like mentally, has been not focus about the competition and just play your game and play the golf course.
I love it.
So, obviously, we're playing newer, a little bit easier golf courses, so we just got to make sure that we stay composed, locked in, and just play the golf course.
One thing that seemed like to be a theme of last year's Walk the Plank was a lot of the seniors were loose. They were enjoying their senior year, not putting pressure on themselves. So you being a senior now, have you been able to enjoy it? Obviously, like you said, you're competitive. You still want to go out and win. But have you been able to enjoy the season?
Yeah, for sure. It's been a blast, especially having my dad coach 4 years. It's been a fun 4 years. But, I mean, I'm still trying to maintain that focus and missed out on states last year. So hopefully we can make that jump and make it this year.
So what has to happen for that to occur? So we qualified for districts last year. We go down there. We're in the mix a little bit. You were in the mix up until the last couple of holes, really, to get down and be a state qualifier. What do we have to do? What has to happen for us to qualify as a team? So two-part question. And then if not as a team, obviously we'd love to go down there as a group. That would be awesome.
Sure.
But for you or Bronson as seniors, what do you guys need to do to qualify individually? In case people didn't realize you can do one or the other. If your team doesn't qualify, then they take some of the next scores, the next highest, the best scores. So what needs to happen?
So I just try to stay mentally focused and not to put too much pressure on myself. Just go out there, play my game. I know I'm good enough to be out there and play against some good players. So just got to hopefully play my game that day. And, we have off days, we have good days. So hopefully we catch it on the right day.
All right.
And you said your strength is your iron game. Are you the best iron player on the team? Who's the best driver? Who's the best putter? Take us through the rest of your roster and where everyone stacks up.
I think Carson Purcell, I think he's made a big jump with the driver. He got a new one this year, so he's been very consistent driving the ball. I do believe I am the best iron player. I mean, it saves a lot of my strokes. Best short game, though, it's tough. I would say Bronson is the best putter, probably. Chipping and wedge-wise, it's tough. I mean, we're all kind of in the same boat. I mean, we all work on it on the short range at Madison, and I say we're all in the same boat there.
All right, and we're at the end of August here. We've got a couple weeks left of the regular season. So just to give a preview for what's down the road for our golf teams here. On September 14th, we play the CVC Championship out at Quail Hollow. The following week, we're going to be at, we don't know where we're going to be at. This is a little different this year, so the OHSAA has made the decision similar to keep in line with other sports like tennis and basketball, where you get to sort of pick and choose where you go if you're a higher ranked team. That's going to be on the table this year. So normally we would be back out at Quail, but we're going to sort of see. We actually have a seed and a draw meeting on September 8th, and then September 22nd, we know the date. We just don't know the location. That'll be our sectional tournament, obviously. And now you need to qualify to move on to districts the next week and state the following week after that. So it's going to go quick. It's going to be sort of a whirlwind. But Benny, I know we will be watching you and wish you guys nothing but the best. I'm sure we'll have another member of your team on here soon enough, because you guys have been killing it so far. So congrats on the great start. And
Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
What are you expecting from the Buckeyes? I see you have your Buckeye shirt on next week.
I've heard Julian Sands made another big jump with his legs and his composure, and then Jeremiah Smith is Jeremiah Smith. He's the best player in the world.
I had to look at the back of your shirt because I didn't know who 11 was, but yeah Smith and Jigba,
he's killing it right now. So, hopefully win another national championship, beat the team up north bad, and all that.
Yeah, I think it's a tough schedule, though. I don't think we're going to go undefeated, but hey, as long we'll be okay, I think.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
All right, Benny. Good luck the rest of the season. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So boys, golf. They will be. Where are they? Today they're at Edgewood. Monday they'll be at Conneaut. I'm sure by next week we'll have a report on this week and then where they're going next week. But 2 matches coming up in the probably between now and our next podcast. So congratulations to Benny and the boys for a great start to their season.
Yep, absolutely. Very excited to see where they can end up, and hopefully we're down in Columbus here at the end of the year rooting them on at the state tournament. We'll stick with the golf theme here. We've got our female athlete of the week is Sophie Savan. She is a member of our girls golf team and a new to the golf scene, actually, right, Soph? Mm-hmm. So congratulations on, here you go. You got your DQ free meal deal with a Blizzard, your Canes gift card, and we will get you that Embrace Nutrition gift card, and you'll get your sign, I believe, delivered to your house. You can stick that out in the front yard. I'm sure that's what everybody will be very excited about. But kidding aside, great start for you, considering that this is your first year of playing golf at the high school level, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, how did this all come about with you playing golf? What is your level of golf in previous years to this year?
Well, I would say not this past summer, but the previous summer before that. Like, I went out and just played with my dad one time because he's he coaches at Madison.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like fun, and then I just kept going with him, and I started getting better. So I was just decided to play this year.
All right.
What has been the biggest struggle this year? Getting out there for the first time with same nerves that you get when you're on the pitcher's mound, or is it kind of a little different?
Yeah, it's definitely different, but for my first match, I was definitely pretty nervous because, like, my first time doing it, so. Yeah,
so you've shot, is your best score 42 this year, so you shot that this week, and then you've shot a 47 and 49. You've led our team in the low score category at all of our matches, so you're definitely off to a great start, and obviously you're sitting here, so Coach Walker nominated you for this. How do you keep that momentum going? Being new, I mean, are you getting a little bit more comfortable out there? maybe not as many nerves on that first tee once the match starts?
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely getting more comfortable with playing and just trying to keep relaxed, like not put too much pressure on myself because I feel like when I play relaxed, I just play better.
And no seniors on this team, so a little bit different question than we had with Benny, but how are you guys gelling, getting to know each other? Obviously, a couple of juniors obviously leading the way for this team. So how does the roster break down, and how is the relationship in gelling with the other girls?
Well, most of our team is juniors, definitely, and then we have a freshman. But we're all getting along good. Like, we all are nice to each other,
Yeah.
and we make jokes to each other on the van rides to our matches and things like that.
Yeah, sometimes that can be the funnest part of any team event when you're on the bus, and obviously everybody loves to play in a match or a game, but at the same time, it's also fun to do that. So with 42, where did you shoot your 42, your low score?
At Madison Country Club.
At Madison Country Club. Okay. So what would you say so far of all the courses you've played, even maybe back with your dad prior to being on our girls golf team, what's your favorite course in the area if you had to pick one?
Well, I like Erie Shores a lot because I go there a lot with my dad. And
Sure,
I
because
just,
that's where Madison plays, right?
It's just a simple course and it's like not too difficult. You can just go out and have fun.
Okay.
And now we talked with Benny last year about this, but when you guys play at your home course at Madison, are you a front nine, back nine person? Do you like that more? And what is one of your favorite holes?
Most of the time we play the back nine, and I would say my favorite hole is probably the 11th hole because it's just like straight through and just
No hazards, nothing to worry about?
No water or anything, so.
And then, so coming into this season, your first one, you're a junior. What sort of goals did you set for yourself at the beginning of the season? Or was it like, hey, I just want to sort of experience this and see what happens? Or did you have goals that you wanted to shoot a certain score or do certain things this year?
I wouldn't say I really made any goals. I just wanted to go out and have fun because the other two sports I play, like I have a lot of pressure on myself,
Yeah.
so I kind of just wanted to have a sport that I can go out and have fun and just try to help the team out in the ways I can.
I was only around Coach Walker for 1 year with my daughter with tennis. What is it like playing for him? Obviously, I'm sure it's much different than working with Coach Infalvi or Coach Carino. What is it like with having Coach Walker?
I like him. He's a lot more relaxed. It's like a very different environment
Yes.
than I would say basketball season, like practices. They're just chill, and it's just a fun environment, and he's a great coach.
And what would you say the most difficult aspect of golf is for you? Do you have one of the areas that you really need to improve on, or what do you find the most difficult to do?
For me, it's definitely like the short game and the putting. I'm not very good at that.
Okay. Well, the good news is that's the way to take your strokes off the game. So
Yeah.
you can continue to work on that, and if you can drive the ball and hit a decent iron shot, the putting and the chipping will come, and that's how you drop the strokes. From what I've heard, not that I'm doing that, but anyway.
And a lot of golf is mental. Obviously, being a pitcher on the softball team, there's a lot that you're battling with, trying to make the right pitch, the execution. How does that? Can you carry any of that over that mindset from the softball field to golf, or is it different?
Yeah, I would say for softball, like if I'm pitching, like I throw a bad pitch, like they get a hit, I can just say like, so what, just next pitch. And like that with golf, I could just say, so what, like next hole, like I'll get it next time.
Now, do you enjoy just kind of being on your own on the golf course? It's kind of it's just you and the green grass.
Yeah, I like it because I get to like make my own decisions and not have to like have a coach like always telling me what to do, and I can just have the freedom to do what I want.
Do shot to shot and decide that on your own. So it's not Coach Infalvi. He's not calling a play out for you. So basketball, Sophie's the point guard on our basketball team as well. You guys will start. It's crazy. It seems like it starts earlier every year. So, but I think it's like October 20-something will be our first practice. Are you excited for this year on the basketball court and softball?
Yeah, I'm excited for basketball. We have a couple good freshmen that have come up, and I think they'll really help add depth to our team. And then softball, I'm just excited for this year. Like last season with Ari, Emma, and Morgan, so got to make it count.
That's right.
Yeah, and then obviously you guys had a great run in the softball. Maybe this was different for you, but as an outsider, the community talk a little bit was that you guys were going to have a down year last year, and you guys went out and proved everybody wrong. Was that kind of a motivation for you guys? Do you guys hear all that outside noise and kind of use that as motivation?
I think, yeah, we definitely did. Just we tried to, we got to see what it was like to make it far last year, and I think that really motivated us to get back. So yeah.
And I think you kind of relate that to basketball too, because I think a lot of the outside noise had you guys for basketball bowing out way earlier than what you did.
Absolutely. Well, never underestimate the Perry Pirates, that's for sure. And we're looking forward to those seasons as well. But before we get to there, you got to finish this golf season out. We've got our CVC tournament on, I believe it's September 17th. I think that's out at Erie Shores, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You like that course? So the way the CVC works is, on the girls' side, we have our dual matches, and we keep track of all those points for each dual match. And then the postseason tournament counts for 50% of the season, and then the dual matches count for 50%. So, and then we'll go right into sectionals the week after as well. So I know you've got a lot of golf ahead of you, and a great, a lot more exciting times your junior year. Congratulations on being our athlete of the week, and we'll probably see you back here at some point during the year. So congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
I texted Coach Christinger, so he knows you're going to be a little late to class.
Okay.
Speed and strength class is where Sophie is heading. So. Yeah, just a great start to the school year. A lot of our teams are having success. We can start to run through some of those here as we start to wrap up week 2 of our podcast.
Yeah, and next week the girls will be at versus Geneva versus Madison. So two meets coming up on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Girls tennis, we'll start there. They had a little bit of a rough week, but playing some tougher competition last week with losses to Hathaway Brown and St. John, but they did win against Madison and Monday at Jefferson. So we talked a lot of tennis last week, but the girls having a very good start to this season.
Absolutely, and similar to the boys golf, we're in a different division right now. I know we're leading the CVC at the moment in our division, and so I know that's a focus of this year's team is to win a CVC championship, as it is for all of our teams. But last year we played as we had our doubles team on last week. We had Orange and Hawken and Chagrin Falls and Beechwood all on the schedule from a CVC perspective, and that made it difficult. You're talking about 3 or 4 of the best programs in the entire state of Ohio from a girls tennis perspective. So. Yeah, we're excited about our chances in the CVC, and then while still challenging ourselves outside of those league matches, we joined the OTCA, Ohio Tennis Coaches Association. We'll give a little round robin. We go different places, so Hathaway Brown, St. John's, and we're at Cleveland Heights at some point. So we're still challenging ourselves as well as making sure that we're ready for that postseason sectional tournament to try to get as many people out to that district level we can.
And as we record this on a Tuesday, the girls will be at home tonight against Chardon. Monday they will be at Conneaut. So a couple of matches coming up on the girls' side. Girls soccer, since the last time we were on, had back-to-back 1-0 victories, one against Beechwood, and then last night at Brookshire.
Yeah, Berkshire was a really nice game. It was a fun game, low scoring, obviously. Andorra pushed one through on a free kick, not a penalty kick, but a free kick, and had enough power on it, got through the goalie, and that was enough for us to hang on with a 1-0 victory over a very good team. Berkshire's historically very strong. They make district runs every year, and it's a great match for us to play. It's a very physical match. And very, very even from my viewpoint of what I saw that night. And beating Beechwood, even though it was a similar 1-0 score, we controlled the ball probably 80 to 90% of the time in our half of the field. So we just didn't push any other goals through. But we definitely dominated that game, and it's weird to say that because it's the same score. You look at
Right.
the scores and you're like, oh, okay. But and then starting the year off with a 6-0 victory against Ursula, or 7-0, whatever. So yeah, we're 3-0 right now. We're traveling to Conneaut tonight for a 5:30 match, and then we have really 3 of our most difficult matches, and they happen to be in a row. We're home to Wycliffe next Tuesday. We are at South next Thursday, and then at West Geauga the following Wednesday. So those 3 programs are 3 of the strongest in the area. Chris Lowstrong from the News Herald had a write-up, a little preview the other day, and you saw those teams sprinkled in everywhere with matches to watch. We weren't there so much. We weren't in a lot of his predictions in terms of games to watch. So, maybe we'll use that as a little motivation, and if we can catch 1 or 2 of those games and get a win against those 3, it would be a tremendous accomplishment for our team.
Might have to try to get Chris on next week if we got this nice stretch coming up for girls soccer. So
right.
we'll reach out to him, see if we can get him on board. But get out here next Tuesday when the girls are back at home against Wycliffe. On the boys' side, they had a loss to Kirtland, they had a rain out, and then unfortunately fell last night.
Yeah, so Berkshire was a tough one for but we played with I stayed. The girls played first, the boys played second. I stayed and watched the entire match. Our kids, in typical Perry fashion, never quit. They played their tails off. They played with so much passion and energy. I was really happy to see that. And yeah, we ended up on the short end of it. We were winning the match 2-1. And and again, Berkshire is a solid team. They have a nice program, and they were able to push 2 across in the second half on their home field. And we're moving on, and we've got to make that matchup that we lost with Cornerstone Christian. So we'll let everybody know when that happens. But that was last Saturday, which was a crazy rain, thunderstorm day. We had a fire alarm go off here at night, so we're in a lightning delay. I'm like, all right, we got to go outside, and we're in a lightning delay. So a bit of an interesting evening last Saturday night here at Alumni Stadium. But, boys soccer will be at Geneva tonight. So I know that's always a competitive match. So we were at Spire tonight at 7 p.m.
And we'll keep the Geneva theme rolling as girls volleyball opened up their season on Tuesday with a 3-0 win here versus Geneva.
And I was at the soccer matches that night, so I didn't get to see it, but I followed it on Twitter and followed, all of the updates, and we won. Varsity won 3-0, so we went right through Geneva fairly easily, and I know the girls are excited. That was one of the last teams to get started. Everybody else had a match or a game, and we'll talk about cross country in a minute. They're got to be chomping at the bit too. But I know volleyball had a lot of scrimmages and a lot of prep to get ready for that first match, and it certainly paid off with a 3-0 win against Geneva.
Yeah, and then they'll be home next week versus Chardon and Hawkins. So a couple times you could get out and see the girls volleyball on Tuesday and Thursday of next week. You mentioned cross country. Coach Thomas and the group will get their season kicked off Saturday night under the lights over at Spire.
Yeah, so Spire, it's a change location. We used to be over at the Riverside campus there, and I know Hoka is now sponsoring it. And so Spire just has a lot more parking and a lot more availability to get cars in and out. They're used to hosting those big events. It just almost got too big for Riverside to handle. There were people parking at Target and being bussed over to the complex and things like that. So I know we're excited about the opportunity to run sort of a new course, one that we haven't run before. Is Spire ready for it? Or
They're getting there. I will say Saturday morning is move-in day for the students. So you are going to have to maneuver around families and U-Hauls and whatever else are going to move in the kids. So that's supposed to start at 8, but they have a full day of get to know yous and everything throughout the day. So it's going to be a crazy area around Spire for most of the day.
Okay, sounds good. Well, again, best of luck to our boys and girls cross country teams. And I know the following week they're down at the Ashland Invitational, and they actually get to spend the night. That's an overnight trip for them on a Friday night, which, as we talk to all of our kids, it seems to always be a theme. They love those team bonding events and being able to do those fun types of trips. So at Spire this Saturday, and then at the Ashland Invitational the following Saturday. That's Saturday the 5th, Labor Day weekend.
And I know this is something we touched on last week, but for people that might be just joining us here today, we cover a lot. Obviously, going through different schedules and different teams and what's going on. the new app that you guys have created and launched has been a huge lifesaver for me as we get ready for this show
Yeah.
each and every week.
Yeah, a couple of those updates. Yeah, we've had the new app. It's Perry Pirates Athletics. It's got like I know maybe Mr. Kellogg can put it up here on the screen again. I think we did that last week, but please go on, and whether it's Google or Apple, to the App Store, download it. All of the schedules are up to date. That's always been a struggle, trying to get those things accurate on a website or an app, because it doesn't always take. But now this new company is called Mascot Media, and they work well with our scheduling system, which is called Dragonfly. Not to belabor all of that, but it is the most accurate and up-to-date that I've seen in a long time. So please hop on there. It's a great way. The other feature that's new this year is our texting feature through Final Form. So if you haven't gotten one yet from your coach or from our athletic department, myself or Mrs. Geswich, you probably will be in the near future. So we just ask that everybody puts their cell phone number into Final Forms in order to get those, because that's obviously where it's grabbing it from. So the athletes are the biggest ones. Not every athlete has their phone number in there. Most parents do, but we're asking the athletes to add them as well, so you can be part of our communication. Again, everybody doesn't always look at email.
Right.
It's sort of the email is snail mail of the past, where you're mailing a letter. Email feels slow compared to a text. So thankfully, Final Forms provided us that opportunity, and we're taking advantage of it by sending texts as opposed to emails all the time.
Yeah, so a lot was covered here this week, and again, now with cross country getting underway and all the fall teams in action, I can't wait for next week, because you lead into that football home opener in week 3. There will be a lot going around here at Perry. A lot of home games coming up next week.
We're hanging our senior banners today for all of our fall sports athletes and band members. It's everything's prepping here for next Friday. Again, tailgate party at 5 p.m. And then kickoff with Kirtland at 7 p.m. And I know they're going to bring a huge crowd. Extended forecast, knock on wood, looks decent right now. If you remember 2 years ago when we played them, it was a deluge of rain and it was horrible. We had to cancel the tailgate party that year. It was bad news. So hopefully that's not the case. We get some good weather to play a really strong football team and see where be a good measuring stick to see where we're at from a football perspective. But we'll talk about it next week as well. We'll be back for week 3 already of this season's podcast. Until then, go Pirates.